What is up, RC enthusiasts? Check it out. We have the Furitek Torpedo system right here for the Ascent 18, and this is the system that connects with a stock transmitter with an included receiver. So let's go ahead and check this thing out. Right here we have the cedar motor nicely packaged. We have the wires included right here for your battery and receiver. Instruction manuals right here for your ESC, and how to calibrate it and everything right here. And this right here is how to bind it to your transmitter. The ESC is nicely encased in this aluminum case right here, and it's fully waterproof and dust proof. Let's go ahead and let's install this thing. We gotta remove the top right here. Simple to access everything, nothing connected to the top. We have to remove this ESC receiver and these 4 screws underneath to get this transmission out, to pull the motor out. I'm just gonna pry the ESC receiver off right here, and next remove the motor wire and remove the servo wire. And now that's fully disconnected. You're gonna need a 1.5 to remove the 4 screws down here. Now you can pull the gearbox out, and the drive shafts, or the top halves of the drive shafts, are going to come with it. I'm going to have to take the zip tie off so I can take these wires out. I had to unscrew these 2 screws right here, just to easily get the wires from the motor and the servo away from underneath this tray. 4 screws right here to remove to split the transmission in half. And also the drive shaft has to be removed. Now that we can split this case in half, let's take it apart. I have to remove these 2 gears right here just to get it out of the way of the 2 screws that are holding the motor in place. Right here it's the same 1.5 to remove these 2 screws, and the motor just comes out. Here the 2 outer ones are what you're going to use, the 2 screw holes that are further apart from each other, and you just use the stock screws to reinstall everything. Slide the 2 gears back in there so you don't have to disassemble the transmission completely. Press those pins back into their place. Let's put the half back together. Screw it back on together. Put the drive shaft back on. Screw that back in. When you put your gearbox back in, make sure it's faced by making sure all these screws lined up. That's the easiest way to face your drive shafts. And now reinstall all the screws and you're good to go. So I'm thinking I'm going to set it up like this, maybe this way, I don't know how I'm finally going to do it once I get all the wires hooked up, but I think this is where I'm going to want to put them. I'm going to go ahead and install it this way. I'm going to show you guys what I ended up doing and how I ended up setting it up in the end. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you guys how to plug everything in. So I definitely like the fact that they make all the plugs different, so it's easy to know where they go. You don't really have to read where they go, but if you need to read it, it's right here in the quick start guide. This one right here, which is going to be going to your new receiver. It's going to plug into this port right here, like so, and this one plugs in right over here. And that's for your battery lead right there, so it goes to your stock battery. And this lead goes to channel 2 on your receiver, so that's going to plug in like so. And then channel 1 is going to be your steering servo, so you're going to grab your steering servo lead right here and plug it in to channel 1. Looks like I'm going to have to reroute this a little better, maybe get it to a better position, but I'll just plug it in for now to make sure everything works. Okay, let's get a battery on here. I'm going to bind it to the stock REDCAT controller because that's the reason why this kit includes this receiver right here, but I'm also going to see if this binds to my other Ascent Fusion transmitter because I think I want to use that one instead of this one. Here's a little bit of your binding instructions right here. So it looks like I'm turning this on right here while holding the bind button down. So here's the bind button, and then power up. Then I turn on the rig. Didn't even plug it in yet. And a little switch right here on the side. It says to turn the transmitter on and off. Oh, there you go. The blue light went solid. I think it's bound. There you go. I'm not getting any motor. Oh, of course. It's not working! Because duh, David. You didn't plug this in, bruh. Boom. Forgot to teach you guys how to plug that in. What's wrong with me? It's a lot slower than stock for sure. Ooh, and a lot of wheel speed. I think that's more than a Komodo. This is on 2S. So you can go to the Furitek app on your phone. You can go ahead and open up your Furitek app. It's called FuriCar. And then your Bluetooth should connect to it, and you're gonna see mine connected right there, the Ascent 18, the PYPR Ascent 18. I'm gonna click on that. So it's gonna take you to telemetry right here. You can click up here, and you can see telemetry, running, throttle, throttle curve, and battery. So we'll start with the telemetry right here. You can see your RPM, your throttle position. You can see your ESC temp right here at the bottom. You can see the voltage right here. It's in between the RPM and throttle gauges. And how many amps you're drawing. It's 0 right now because I'm not even running the truck, but as soon as I press the throttle, and in the bottom we have the throttle curve right there in the graph. Then we can go to running. You can set your mode right here, forward reverse with brake, forward with brake. Your voltage cutoff that you want the truck to stop at so you don't kill your LiPo. Voltage output on your servo. If you want to bump your servo voltage up, you could do that right here. Don't forget to make sure that your servo is actually capable of handling more power. I'm going to leave it at 5.5 because I don't know what the REDCAT Ascent comes with stock. You can change your motor rotation, your startup power, max forward, max reverse. I actually lowered it to 85 and 75 because 100% is just too much. It's a really fast truck and mine's all stock. I don't want to break the drive shafts, you know. You have your max brake and your drag brake. Surprisingly, mine came 0 out the box. That's why I thought this had a lot less drag brake with that in-runner motor, but it's actually not the in-runner motor that has a lot less drag brake, it's just this setting right here. And I didn't change any other setting on here. Here's a throttle where you can calibrate your throttle. You can set your neutral, your punch, your neutral brake, and your low speed start. I didn't change any of those settings yet. And here's the throttle curve. I did change this a little bit, but not a lot. You can take a look at that if you want to see. And I usually have this set to the same as reverse. And we have battery right here. You have voltage correction. I don't know if you're going to use that. I guess if you measure your batteries with a multimeter and want to correct your voltage. And you have settings. Update your firmware, which I did right away. You change your password, car type, motor type, what kind of motor is in there. Temperature unit, I changed that to Fahrenheit because that's what we use here. Current protection, not sure if we should turn that on. Sounds like a good thing to be on. And you can change your Bluetooth name, reset your Bluetooth name, or just factory reset the whole thing. If you click the truck on the top right, you can actually disconnect this from your truck. So you can disconnect it and not waste the battery on your phone. Alright guys, here we have the REDCAT Ascent with a brushless upgrade from Furitek right here, the Torpedo I believe it's called. I'm going to go ahead and take it on its trail run, see how this brushless system performs out here. And today on the trail it's going to be accompanied by this guy right here. This cedar motor, it's pretty smooth, you know. I'd say if you've never ran the Komodo motor, you would like this a lot. The Komodo is probably just a little bit slower, but smoothness, I'd say, you know, they're pretty the same. This motor seems to be a lot quieter, or at least in this gearbox. But as you can tell, it's doing pretty good. And these tires right here aren't the greatest. I believe the stock tires are better, but these ones have more weight on the wheels because this has beadlock wheels on it. So that's the reason I put that on here. And it made really easy work of that. As you can tell, this rig right here can do a lot crazier stuff. No problem. I don't think the WPO can do that right there because that's beyond scale. That's more rock crawler style, like this thing is. Give it a try, WPO. Now, this is pretty much a stock KM kit. It just has aftermarket wheels. These are the RC all-wheel drive revolver wheels right here. I have it on both of them. The one on the REDCAT has no wheel weights on it. And this one here has all the wheel weights on it. And this is a 370 brush, 2-speed. This is asking a little bit too much of it, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I need to find a better line because every tire I just got it hung up. Oh, there you go.
longer wheelbase. I can't get that rear tire to catch before I hang up. Maybe if I bump it up, let's try that again. Am I stuck or can I get myself out of it at least? I got myself out of it. Look how much bigger this is. 1/16 scale, I believe they call this. I don't know how true to scale it is, but that's what they call it. And there's a 118 by REDCAT. And this REDCAT's running its stock battery, just with a brushless system. And I'm also running the Ascent Fusion transmitter on it now because it binds to the receiver that they include with this system. And I believe it's a lot smoother, and you know, it's got that rubber grip and foam steering wheel. Oh, the WPL made this part look easy. Slow and steady, we'll use that approach. There you go. See if we can climb this. Oh, it's pretty loose down here. Maybe, oh, that was dangerous. Bump it up with this power right here with this brushless system. Let's see if we could do it. Ooh, that was sweet. Trying the same line. There you go, and you get some wheel speed because it's very, very loose. Same thing, wheel speed got me up. But man, this thing right here is pretty good. Definitely good, especially for my needs, you know, trailing around and stuff. I mean, even if you're a comp crawler, I mean, look at that. That's some slow speed stuff right there. The CG's so low on this thing, man. It's so hard to roll this thing over. Can it make it up this? These tires, I'm telling you, they're not as good as the ones that were on here originally that I transferred over to the TRX4M, which I am going to be doing a TRX4M versus this again, just to give the TRX4M a little bit more redemption, because, you know, switch the tires just to show you guys if it makes any difference at all in the performance. And I think it should, because these tires are definitely not as good as what were on here originally when that first run I did with the TRX4M versus this. So stay tuned for that run right there. Helicopters are after me again. As you can tell how it made it up there really easily, but as you can tell the front end is already about to crest the top of it and the rear is about to start hitting it. So that's one advantage of a bigger scale and a longer wheelbase at this one for a WPL as well. And you know, it's just gonna pull you up there. That was less of a struggle than the REDCAT did right there, but that's a scale difference.
My opinion on this, the REDCAT Ascent is actually pretty good stock, so this is a really hard one for me to say, you know, you need this system. But for me, I really like the Furitek stuff and that slow speed control, you know, I really got addicted to that. So it is pretty cool. But again, the REDCAT Ascent 18 is great out the box. Just put some wheel weights on that thing, go have some fun. Well, thanks for watching, guys. And if you want to see more about this, stock running video right here, and also right here against the TRX4M. Till next time, you guys stay safe out there, go have fun, and run that RC.